Welcome, fellow drum nerds and music producers. It's Jonathan from Red Pack Drums. On this channel, we provide videos of unique sounding and looking percussive instruments, from sound examples to musical performances, interviews, and behind the scenes with manufacturers. So if you are new here and are a drum nerd just like us, please consider subscribing and liking the video so we can get the custom drum word out. We as Red Pack Drums are focused on getting you custom built drums to your desktop. This way you can play around with sounds of drums that are not available without sending your car. Will it be on your electronic drum kit or for your home productions? So if you guys have any suggestions on custom or expensive drums that you would like to have sampled, please leave it in the comment section. And we will definitely consider adding these to our roster. So today we are going to do another recreation of a famous drum tone. And this track is trending as hell. So I thought let's jump on this hype train and figure out how to make your drums sound like this track. So in these drum series, we are trying to replicate the drum sound of famous tracks, from metal to pop to reggae to whatever. We are going to try to replicate it with our drum library. So how we go about in doing that is first we remove the drums from the original track with RX7 and load it up in a Cubase session with our drum library and download the MIDI file from somewhere, which I did, and creating the sounds. So let's jump in this Cubase session and try to replicate it. So first off, let us listen a bit to the original track. And if you didn't guess it from the thumbnail, it's Kate Bush with Running Up That Hill. So that's that. Let's see how RX7 from Isotope took out the drums. Pretty good. So what I did is use the tempo detection from Cubase. Where is it? Somewhere here. Tempo detection to analyze the track, and he made up this crazy ass tempo, so it's not really perfect in time, but it will do for this demonstration. So if we open up our drum library, the DS Drum RCS Essentials, I loaded up the 80s gated kit just to start off. Go to the mixer, and this is just right out of the bat. Let's lower that a bit. Yeah, it sounds like a classic 80s gated snare drum. And there is a classic 4 to the floor type beats with a floor tom making the groove. Yeah, basically that's it. There is like one tom fill in the song, but we are not going to focus on that. We'll focus on the kick, snare, and the floor tom getting so as close as possible to the sound. as the original. So as the floor tom is pretty dominant, let's start with that. And it's a pretty short sound, but it's in combination with the bass guitar, dun, 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 you get a nice groove. So let us first start with gating the floor tom a bit. Let's see what is on the preset. Beef, squash. Squash gives us yeah, like a tail, like a reverb sound. We could gate that to create the gated sound. For the snare, character is off, room, nothing on the cymbals, and a ton on the shells. Overhead on, yes, okay. So let's gate that floor tom a bit. I soloed it.
Doesn't hurt me. Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making? It's you and me. And if only could.
Also, let us search for the right key of this floor tom. It sounds pretty low tuned to me. So let's start off with the Maple Koto. I know these ones we tuned the lowest. I'm not sure in what key, but we'll figure something out. Let's start with the B. That's getting close already.
It doesn't hurt me. Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna
Let's try the C. That's a bit.
feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know?
No. The B sounds closer to me.
Know that it doesn't hurt me. Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making?
Okay. Let's unsolo this.
It's you and me. And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that.
Let's give it a bit more volume so I can hear the tone better for now. Let's try to pitch it a little bit more in key.
It doesn't hurt me. Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that sounds pretty close to me. I need a bit more tail on the floor tom. That's why I already opened up the gate a bit, because this low tuned tom is a lot shorter than his mahogany counterpart. Yeah, so I want to give the floor tom a little bit more tail, so I'm opening up this gate the whole way. Let's see what we have.
Do you wanna know that it doesn't doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making?
So I pitched the floor tom back up. It feels more natural, better in key to me like this. When I made the drums a little bit louder, so it was more obvious to me. So the tom also has a lot more attack to it. So let's go to the EQ and giving it a bit of the more 4-3K ish frequency. Okay, now a little bit more. I already had a ton of transient designer and parallel compression on it. Let's see if we can give it even more punch. Tape saturation to tame that transient a bit. I've really maxed out the transient designer and the parallel compression to get that attacky.
You wanna know that it doesn't hurt me. You wanna hear about the deal.
But I want to tame it a bit. That transient designer really gives you that control, or sorry, that tape saturator. Ton of reverb. Let's try something here with the IRs.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making?
Let's back it off a bit. I have the feeling I'm using too much close mic and we need more overheads and room to get that more roomy sound to the floor tom. So let's try that.
Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making?
That's getting closer to me. Let's. Oh, I didn't change the pitch right. Nope. So let's parallel compress the overheads a bit, just for the floor tom, right?
It's you and me. If only could, I'd make a deal with God.
I'm missing a bit of warmth. Warmth that has to come from the close mic. Let's see. So I'm getting a bit more of the mid-range of a room, but now missing a bit of the warmth of the floor tom if I'm comparing it with the original. Okay. What did we? How much reverb? Let's check the reverb.
It's you and me. If only could, I'd make a deal.
Let's boost some mid-range on the overhead tom.
It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels?
We can, let's try to adjust a bit of the MIDI, because we have of course like 10 to 14 velocity levels on these toms. So if we could, let's change that to general MIDI. Yes. Up, where's the floor tom? It's over there. If you put the mapping on general MIDI, then you get these diamond shaped MIDI notes. If you select the tom, you just see the toms. If you select the snare drum, you only see the snare drum. So it's really easy to adjust the velocities or whatever. On a piano roll, it's different. They made this so it's easier to edit your drums in that way. So I can easily adjust the velocity like this just for the toms. Up. This sounds better to me. So we don't have a drummer that's bashing the shit out of this this floor tom. That sounds about right to me. It feels to me like we still need some more room. I don't know what they used on this floor tom, right? But we got some options with a squash and a character mic. Let's see. Not really what I'm looking for. Let's try, let's mute these bad boys to save some CPU power. Let's try the character. Let's try the character. So it's so nuanced, and we're using a shit ton of overhead and rooms that it's getting swallowed, so we don't have much use to them for this track. Okay, so let's leave the tom for now. Let's focus on the snare drum. That's the typical 80s gated snare drum. Also a lot of room. Let's boost that baby. Low tune snares. Let's try this. So let us look at the snare drum, where I'm hearing a low tuned, low mid tuned snare on the original track. Pretty warm sounding, so let's go for a wooden one. the book oak we tuned is lowest, if I'm not mistaken. Let's try the olive.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know?
Nope. All large. I really like this snare when we were recording it. All large. But I kept the bog oak. It was just a little bit warmer to me. This one has a nice ring to it. Also, maybe it's a good idea to adjust the MIDI a bit. Let's see how hard it's hitting full velocity. It's like a metal drummer. Let's take that a little bit down.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt?
Okay, I think we're going with the bog oak on this track. Okay, let's tame that room mic a bit and use some bit more reverb. Let's add some room reverb. A little bit too much low end. The room reverb gives you more low end reverb. The plate gives you more high end reverb. So it depends on the track which one you want to use, right? And also, if I'm not really happy with the closed mic reverb because it's really accentuates the low end, right? So let's take the overhead tracks of the snare and just put reverb on them. That's the beauty of a sample library, or this sample library, because you can edit, process every channel separate from each other with all the plugins available. So if I just use the reverb on the overhead, it feels a little bit too high-endy. But if I use the reverb on just a closed mic, it feels too much. It feels like it has too much low end. So I think the sweet spot is using them both 50-50 or something like that. So let's engage these reverbs again. So this is on a closed mic snare drum.
Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal that they give you?
Okay, I need to EQ these overheads a bit for the snare to match the tone of the original track. Let's see what we have. Okay, now I'm still missing a bit of the gated reverb. Reverb. I'm a Dutch guy, so the R is a R. Whatever. So let's try that to accomplish with the squash mic. Open this thing up and gate it. So the squash microphone is a gated, no, it's a compressed microphone in the room. So let's see if we can accomplish the gated reverb sound. Why does this sound so dark? Aha. Kill the reverb, or kill the EQ.
Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal they make it? It's you and me. If only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. See if only could.
Let's add some reverb to it. To the squash mic, the snare squash mic. Up. Now we're getting that gated sound. Let's mix it in. Let's see how much we need. It's pretty short. I think I have to shorten the gate, but for now. Killing some room sound on the snare mic, because we get a lot of a ton of tail from the squash one. So backing this thing a bit. Also the overheads dialed a bit back. Let's see how that mix sounds. Okay, let's pitch the squash mic a bit. I can see that it's already pitched a bit. Yeah, the possibilities are endless with this mixer. You can pitch every microphone. You can gate every microphone. You can make the balance, the volume, EQ it, whatever. Technically, you can almost create every sound with it. It's got 10 snares recorded with 3 different tunings. So yeah, we can pitch that as well, of course, after choosing the right closest tuning, the actual recorded tuning. Yeah, it's really difficult to match their gated reverb. There are a million sounds, million character reverb sounds, right? So, but I think I'm getting pretty close. And let's gate the snare a little bit more because it feels shorter. Gate. This one is gated. The overhead. Gate. Rooms. Gate. Character we're not using. Okay.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Yeah, yeah.
So let's focus on the kick drum. It's not a kick drum with a lot of low end. It's more of a mid-range thump. Also, it feels great in tune with the song. So my guess would be they tuned it also in the key of the song while recording these drums. Let's see which bass drum fits best. It has some attack to it. But I'm going with the felt beater. It's a bit more balanced, and let's see what works. Also, it feels like it's a higher tuned bass drum, so let's go for the maple spruce higher tuned. And the maple spruce kit has a lot more projection and is a little bit more balanced in the low end. The mahogany, for example, has more bottom end to it. So for this track, I'm using the maple spruce. Maybe check out the maple koto later, but let's start with this one. Let's jack up the volume a bit.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Yeah, yeah.
Pretty close. It's loud, but already pretty close to the original. So I think if we just back off the all fader, the master fader.
You wanna hear about the deal they're making?
It feels too attacky, so back off the kick in mic. Let's see if we have some processing here. Let's kill that one. Let's kill that one. Do we have anything here? Nope. EQ wise, yeah, we got a 2K boost. I have the feeling we need to boost a little bit more mid-range. But we will do that on the kick out. Let's kill the transient design and a tape saturator on the kick out as well. Let's see how we gated this bad boy. Let's make it really short. It's not a bass drum ringing, so we just need a mid-rangey, attacky bass drum. putting back some mid-range in the kick out microphone and high pass filtering it a bit more. So we kill a bit of the low end, the low sub lows, and just get that mid-range punch.
It's you and me, falling cold and make
EQing some 1K into the kick in microphone to get that plucky sound.
it doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna hear about the deal that I'm making? It's you and me, falling cold. I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be
Okay, a bit more balance between the rest.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna hear about the
Still, the snare bothers me the most. It's still a bit more roomy sounding, wider. My guess would be that's the reverb they were using. But let's see if we can add that with our character microphone. This is a stereo recorded compressed microphones, 2. And let's add some width to it to get that room soundy. Let's put it in extreme mode to see what we have.
it doesn't hurt me, yeah.
Okay, some extra bottom end reverb. Up. Let's get rid of these 2. And then EQ some low end into it. Hoppa.
It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna hear about the deal that I'm making?
Now we're getting somewhere.
It's you and me, falling cold. I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap our It doesn't hurt me, yeah, yeah. Do you wanna feel how it feels?
Okay, now we put a shit ton of volume extra on the snare drum, so let's back off this all fader a bit. And let's see what we got. and backing off the volume. Let's see. A little too much low end. It's a pretty difficult one, if to be honest, to get right. But I'm always in for a challenge. Okay. Let's take out that reverb on that character mic. It adds too much low end to my feeling. Little bit more low end back in the bass drum. Let's shift that low end to a bell curve.
It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me. Do you wanna feel how it feels? Do you wanna know that it doesn't hurt me? Do you wanna hear about the deal they're making? It's you and me.
So, with some more tweaking, my guess would be I could get closer, but I don't want to make this a 3-hour long video. So let's save this preset running up that hill. Save, and I'll put the link. I'll put this preset for your DS Drum RCS Essentials in the link below in the description. So you can load it up and play around with it. Maybe if you can make a better one, send me the preset. I would really like to see what you done with it. I got pretty close, but it was a pretty hard one to do, if I'm honest. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm getting close or what the hell I did wrong. I would love to know what you think. So if you like this series of recreating famous drum tones, please give it a like and a thumbs up. If you want to get a copy of our drum library, we're working on a free version. So if you're watching this video in the future, look at the link in the description. Try it out for free. If you want me to do another song or whatever, one of your favorite bands, just leave it in the comments. I will take a look at it. Thanks for watching. Jonathan out. Red Pack Drums.
If only could, I'd make a deal.